Hi, welcome to Changing Mindsets with Louise Namara. Today, I'd like to talk about how we can unite as Africa. We all know that Africa was colonized by the Europeans, and they robbed us of our identity and of our resources. And this has greatly affected us in all aspects, be it political, social, economical, and it has led to things like unemployment, diseases, poverty, poor educational system, disunity, bloodshed, corruption, name it. In that for one country or one entity to try and fight all these underlying factors, it is a challenge. No wonder there's an outcry for Africa to unite. For the more united we are, the more powerful we are, the stronger we are, the greater, the quicker and more concrete the development of Africa will be. If Africa unites, it will quickly attain its independence from colonial influence. Now, one may ask, how should we unite or where should we unite? We need to start uniting in the mind. Every action starts from the mind. Now, when you look at your fellow blacks, look at them as brothers and sisters. Before you look at them as a Ugandan or South African or Nigerian or Congolese, they are your brothers and sisters. The black blood that flows through your veins is the same blood that flows through their veins. If we have this mindset, it will affect the way we deal with each other, not as strangers, but as comrades in the fight for the development of Africa. This will help us unite quickly. It will quicken our unification. Now, the fact that one is your brother or your sister doesn't mean that when they default, they shouldn't be dealt with. No, let the law take effect. It's just like a child in a family. When they do something wrong, they are punished, but they still remain part of the family. That is what should be done to those who default. Now, if we have the mindset of being one in mind, if we have that mindset, then why should one African state fight another? Why should there be xenophobia, which actually leads to the breakdown of the economy and disunity, which we are trying to fight? We need to unite, we need to sit together as countries and unite and work together for the development of Africa. Number two, how should we unite in the mind? We need to have the mentality of Africa first. We keep hearing the US say America first, and they fight for their continent. We also need to adopt the same mentality. Africa first. And where should Africa, how should we have Africa first? In which areas? Number one, job opportunities. Why would you employ a non-African when they're Africans who do not have jobs? Why should the revenue go back? Why should the revenue go back out of Africa? We need to employ our own people. If you think they are not qualified enough, have you tried to go and train them? The reason as to why we run for the Westerners or for the Chinese is because they have good work ethics. But how do you think they got this good work ethics? They were trained. They were raised up that way. Why don't we do the same? Why don't we train our people to have good work ethics? Why don't we train our children from the time they are young to have good work ethics, to have integrity, such that the revenue stays in our continent and we develop our continent? Number two, Africa first should be an educational system. We need to Africanize our educational system. We need to decolonize the mindset, remove the westernization out of it, and make it African. Why is it that our children admire the West so much over Africa, and yet they're Africans? It's because it's in our educational system it has been instilled in them that Africa is bad and the West is good, or whites are good, which is wrong. If at all Africa is bad, why is it that the colonizers came and colonized Africa and still have a grip on Africa? That means Africa is good. It is rich, it has potential. So we need to instill it in our educational system. We need to Africanize our educational system. This is my appeal to all the Ministry of Education in Africa. Let us Africanize our system. Let us show the young people that Africa is good. It has potential. It is rich. It can actually develop. They shouldn't be running to the Western world for opportunities. We can create opportunities here ourselves. So Africa first in our educational system. Then even in media, we need to promote Africa through our media, through advertisements, through plays and songs and movies and all that. We need to promote Africa. Africa first. Then in investments, why should we run to invest in the US and the UK and Russia and where and not invest in our own country? We need to invest in our own country so that it can develop. The outside countries also invested in their countries. No wonder they are developed. We need to do the same. Africa first. Develop your own continent as Africa. Then creative ideas. When an African comes up with a creative idea, let us support them. We do not have to wait for the Western world or the Chinese to come up with creative ideas and we adopt them. Even we ourselves, we have good ideas. Let us support people who come up with creative ideas. Let us encourage our young people to be creative and let us support them. Africa first in our thinking as well. Number 3, we need to appreciate and promote Africa. How? In 2 areas. 1, business. Africa is known to have very many entrepreneurs, both young, both old, and now even women are coming up as very good entrepreneurs. We need to consume their products. We need to support them. Now, many people keep wearing branded t-shirts and have branded items with proudly African or proudly Ugandan or proud Muchiga. Yes, that is good, but you need to put that into action. Why would you go to a supermarket and buy a Western product, leaving the African product on the shelves? Are you really loving your country? If you feel that the product is not up to standard, let us go to the manufacturers and ask them to upgrade their products, to improve on their products, to keep innovating their products. Let us fight for the decolonization of Africa in business as well. So let us go ahead and support our entrepreneurs. Let us buy their products. Let us consume them. Let us promote them. Then, in culture, we need to appreciate and love our culture, our different songs, the dressing, the dancing. The Western world, by the way, admire our cultures here as Africa. Why shouldn't we admire our own cultures? We need to appreciate them. We need to love them. And the other thing that Africans are good at is raising children. We raise our children with discipline and respect. Let us not rush to raise our children the way the Westerners do it. Let us love our culture. Number 4, we need to unite in character. Let us say no to bribery and let us say yes to integrity. Bribery devalues you. It lowers your standard as a person. It robs you of the ability to do good in community. In the Bible, the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verses 8 says, "And you shall take no bribe, for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted and subverts those who are in the right." In other words, it blinds you from doing what is right for society. And our leaders are facing this. They are being bribed left and right. And they are blinded. They cannot do good in society. They can't come out boldly and do something good for society because they have been bribed. Bribery robs you of the art of creating wealth, wealth which is sustainable. Bribery is not sustainable. And Africa needs sustainability and sustainable development. So let us say no to bribery. So let us put the axe to the ground and be united in the mind. We cannot sit down and keep praying for the unification of Africa. We have to work. There's a saying that goes, no pain, no gain. If you do not work at unity, you will not have it. Africa will forever be under colonial rule and will never grow, will never enjoy development. So, I request of you, let us start by being united in the mind. Let us refuse to fight against our fellow Africans, the different states that we have in Africa. Let us have the mentality of Africa first. Let us appreciate and promote our cultures, our businesses, our entrepreneurs, and let us be united in character. Let us say no to bribery and yes to integrity. Thank you so much.